Yo, 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 what's the deal? What's happening? So today on my mind, body, and soul, when I turn on this camera, I tell myself like, okay, let's get to work. Although I don't take it as serious as work. I mean, look at how I show up. Look at the product that I produce, right? After just pushing myself to make something, to just do something, I realized that there is a lot more to work than buying the material. Whenever I was in, whenever I was in the spirit, and I felt like, oh, I can create a business. I could work for myself. I would always just go out and buy all the tools that I needed, but I would never use the tools. I would never work on the skills. When I did work on skills, it was always like in a school setting. Somebody's teaching me, showing me, telling me. That's a lot different, 30 plus videos, and I'm just now understanding like how I like the camera to be set up. Because for the longest time, I've been looking at this camera and I know for a fact, I know it's uneven, it's unlevel, but I don't know how to level it out. Like I can't figure it out. Today, I finally figured it out. I was like, okay, I think if I move it this way, this is the problem here. And I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, yeah, it looks a lot better. Like it looks straight. It's not perfect. I'm sure it still needs to be adjusted some, but let me see, 30 videos, that's at least 15 hours. 30 minutes of sitting, 30 sittings. That's not a lot. All right, so look, can I tell you something? Can I say something? The moment, the very moment, that I was like, okay, I'm going to title this series Confessions of a Depressant. At that moment, I was like, damn, I'm not depressed no more. And I didn't want to do it anymore. And it was weird. And so now, I don't want to sit here and talk about sad stuff over and over again because, well, the whole goal is to get better, right? The goal is to get better, is to move forward. If I'm sitting here talking about the same negative shit day in and day out, I'm not gonna never get better. So damn, how does that work? How do I continue with Confessions of a Depressant and not be depressed? Do I just title my first 30 so videos Confessions of a Depressant and then make a new series? I still want to do a therapy style series. I want to do a whole year of a therapy style series because for me it's it's a science experiment, right? I'm doing research on myself. I need to know if something like this would work and why does it work. Like I said, a lot of people have suggested therapy to me, and I'm kind of, in my own stubborn way, I'm putting myself through therapy. It doesn't have to be centered around depression. I don't have to force it. But then what do I do? What do I do if it's not Confessions of a Depressant? Do I just talk about some happy shit and still call it Confessions of a Depressant? The code? How do I turn it around? Is that the scariest part of depression? About the darkness? How do you reach into the darkness and then come out unscathed? I have to turn it around. I'm building a man. Build a man, building the perfect self. But I still like Confessions of a Depressant because that's where it came from. Being so hurt, so lost. I don't have nothing. I don't even know if this is the right way to go. I'm just gonna go this way. I hear noises in this direction. I see light in this direction, so I'm just gonna fucking start walking. A depressant isn't depressed all the time. You ever heard of like a manic depressant or a bipolar depressant? Today is one of those days. Like I don't really have anything. You know, I'm not prepared. I haven't been prepared in days. Why? Because I don't take you serious. That's why. You're a joke. It's a fucking game. Like what? What do you want me to do? Sit in my room and fucking doodle ideas? Fucking doodle sketches and fucking bubble notes and shit? Am I really supposed to put my all into this shit? Is that really what you expect from me? Like blood, sweat, and tears? Leave everything on the table. I don't even trust you. Like that's the problem. I don't trust you. I don't trust you, bro. You gonna try to snake me. You gonna try to fuck me over. I'm gonna think everything is good and then it ain't gonna be good. And before I know it, it's gonna be too late. Confessions of a Depressant, therapy sessions, science experiment, research, examinations, Professor Davis, University of Geniusness. I'm not trying to hang on to the old me, but it's like fuck, like I don't want to create a new name every time I change. Does that make sense? Like I want to just keep the name and I want to just keep growing for the next year. Confessions of a Depressant, like that's how I felt at that time. And at that time I needed a name. So that's what the name is going to be. This is a year-long project. I named the year-long project Confessions of a Depressant. It may turn out to be a bad name. It may turn out to be a great name. Just because, like, the title of the series is depressing doesn't mean, like, all my content has to be sad and shit. It just has to be, like, therapeutic. It just has to be one-on-one, camera and Jordan, mano a mano, you and me, for at least 30 minutes straight every day for 365 days straight.